Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of Execute Run Interview. I just want to say there's something huge coming next week, so if you don't want to miss it, I suggest subscribing. You won't regret it. Anyways, let's get right into the interview. Billy K. Hi, Billy K.
Hello.
Hello. Do you wanna introduce yourself?
I play Minecraft every once in a while, and I got a thing for playing Minecraft and coming up with an idea for Minecraft that the community somehow got behind, and that's basically that's basically me.
Minecraft, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get the cape questions out of the way, because I know that's what most people know you for,
Yep.
and nothing else. How did you get your cape?
So Jeb actually gifted it to me, which kind of leads into the other questions we've got. Basically, years and years and years ago, if anybody remembers 1.8 and how much of a mess that was with boats, I came up with a really great idea on the Minecraft subreddit and just said, "Hey, Mojang, instead of spending your time like bug fixing boats, um, just make turtles like just make turtles. Make it an ocean mob that you can ride with a saddle, and yeah, basically like just keep boats a buggy mess." And a lot of people actually like the idea, like not so much the boats being a buggy mess, but actually like the idea of, hey, we've got turtles in Minecraft and all. Um,
Yeah.
the whole post in general, before Reddit kind of changed how it does its upvotes and whatnot, got like 4,500 upvotes that it kind of stagnated at. And then people were just like giving gold in the comments. It's like, oh, this is a great idea. This is fantastic. Um, we should really have turtles in Minecraft. And then it just kind of died away for a little bit. But then over the course of a couple of years, every couple of weeks, I would just mention somewhere on Reddit. It's like, hey, you know what would be really cool? Turtles in Minecraft. And then just let it go. Just let it be for a couple more weeks. Um, so much so that a lot of people, even when I didn't comment about turtles, they were like, "Oh yeah, you're the turtle guy. Like I recognize you from that post and all." Um, so people on the Minecraft subreddit, and then slowly getting outside of Minecraft as well, they were like, "Hey, I recognize you from the Minecraft subreddit. Like, what are you doing over here?" And I'm like, oh, "Okay, now I've spread around a little bit." Um, so 1.8 obviously had come out. And then 3 years, I think, later, we finally got the announcement for 1.13 actually being the aquatic update. And I was like, this is awesome. Where are my turtles at? Because there were no turtles shown in Minecraft Live. And I was like, what? Why are you doing an aquatic update and you don't have turtles? So people are like, oh, you got to have turtles in the update and all. December 26th, 2017, I believe, there was a post that went up on Minecraft.net showing a first glimpse of turtles. And my inbox got completely destroyed because people were like, they're going to put turtles in the game. It's awesome. And I was like, okay, healthy amount of skepticism. This could just be a render. We have no idea like the actual functionality of turtles yet. We don't know what's really going on with them. Like we just don't know. It's an unknown. So patience, basically, like just don't overhype it and all. Couple months went by, and I want to say sometime in February or March of 2018, somebody on Reddit had found that there was a new cape. Somebody in Mojang, I can't remember the name at the moment, um, but somebody in Mojang had like put a turtle cape on, and people were like, "Oh, is this a new cape and all? Like Billy's gonna get a cape and whatnot." And I was like, first off, that'd be really cool, but I don't expect a cape at all. Um, why would I get a cape in the first place, basically? Um, and a couple weeks after that, Jeb actually made the post saying on the Minecraft subreddit saying, "Hey Billy, check your account. Your cape is now like present on your person. Basically, thank you for coming up with this idea that a lot of the community got behind and really supported. And we wanted to basically give you this as a little thanks and all. And so I was like, oh, this has gone too far. Originally a joke is now in a multi-billion-dollar game. Oh boy. Because that's how I originally looked at it. Is like this was a joke. This was only intended to be like just a meme and whatnot. I was not expecting at all to get it farther than just a Minecraft subreddit, and people actually were like, "Oh, hey, that's a cool idea." Um, so shortly after that, I obviously checked my account, and sure enough, there's the cape on it, and seeing it on the video right now as I'm running up these steps. Like it's been here ever since. Um, People have attempted to buy it from me, tried to thankfully not hack the account, but just flat out buy it and whatnot. I'm just
Yeah.
like, how do you justify like selling a gift in general? Because that's all I really see this as. It's a gift.
Yeah, it's a gift
Like,
for me.
yeah. And so I was like, it's really crazy just in general that this became anything at all. And so I'm kind of always in that boat of I I never expected it, and I'm really grateful that I did get something, but at the same time I'm like there's so many other people who have come up with fantastic ideas that deserve something as well. Just don't single me out as like the only person and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, that answers like most of my fucking questions. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you for the crazy story.
no problem.
That's really funny. How a fucking meme became a cape and people are crazy about it
Yep.
now. All right. So you kind of answered my question. Did you come up with the design? I'll take that as a no.
Yeah, that would have been like I have had basically no input on this. I will say, and let me take off the armor as a reference point for this. This skin was not designed by me though. A good friend of mine, Andricon, who doesn't play Minecraft anymore, but they originally saw my skin on another server years and years and years ago as just your Link's like your Legend of Zelda Link skin and all like
Yeah.
that so many people
Like slice
have.
one.
And he was like, that's a really boring skin, like the Link skin and all. And I was like, yeah. He's like, I'll make you a better one. I was like, okay. So what exactly do you want me to do for it? And he said, well, just provide a picture of just you in general, and I'll work with it to design it for the skin. So me in rock climbing gear is what my skin actually is. It's quite literally me from a distance, and I'm just in rock climbing gear. So
That's crazy. You were like in fully in red.
mhm,
Oh, that's sick.
yep,
I thought it was like some like
because
Mario red or something.
Uh, it was almost 10 years ago. It's been a little bit over 9 years since I went out on kind of an expedition trek and with Boy Scouts, and part of the whole get up was a red shirt. The rock climbing helmet just happened to be red, and I was in hiking boots and shorts. So that was um, that was the picture that I gave Andricon of me rock climbing, took it and converted it over into the skin, and my skin has basically stayed the same for 6, 7 years, somewhere around there. It's been a
Damn,
while.
that's crazy. Looks super great still. Looks up to date.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
mean, for the most part, like I'm seeing other guys around here as well. Like all the skins are unique in a sense. Like there's no kind of quote unquote standard. I know that a lot of people have like super high quality skins for things and whatnot, and then others will just have simpler skins, like a giant green body, as an example, for some people. Um,
Okay.
yes, yes, exactly. Um, but like
Oh,
it all just kind of depends on what people want for their skin and whatnot.
mhm.
Um, I preferred something just more unique to my actual person because that's who I like to be when I'm playing Minecraft.
Yeah. So do you like the design of the cape? Complete
I,
other face.
I I do like the design of the cape. I think that if I had a different skin, it would not work as well. Like I've got the migrator cape from migrating the account over, and I looked at that as well with this skin. And I was like, it's okay. It's not the best because there's color differences and whatnot. And I think because whoever it was at Mojang like designed the cape based off the skin and all, I think that made a huge difference into um, how it looks just in general.
Yeah. So that kind of brings me to the next question. Did the red matching colored skin come first or after the cape?
That would have been first because I had the skin before the cape.
Okay. So Jeb probably got, or whoever made it probably got inspired from his skin, I
Yeah,
assume.
I just
Okay.
assumed Jeb made it as well because like if you go back in some of the history where Jeb is the one that's been giving out capes and whatnot, um, like if you look at Drolkus's um kind of history with the Prismarine cape, um, Jeb seemed to be the one to design it as well. So I'm assuming Jeb also designed this one, but I have no confirmation of that.
Yeah, yeah. You answered this in the whole first paragraph of your
Hmm.
thing. Were you told before getting the cape? Yes, by Jeb on Twitter. On the
Um,
Minecraft.net. My bad.
so it was I don't think it was Minecraft.net. It was what do you call it? He mentioned it. He mentioned it on Reddit because I
Oh,
don't think I actually had a Twitter at the time. I don't believe.
okay. Okay. That's all for the cape questions. Now
Gotcha.
for the more interesting questions to me
Ooh.
and hopefully everybody else. The about you. How long have you been playing Minecraft for?
Oh boy. So n- unshockingly, I've been playing Minecraft for a very long time. I have been playing it close to a decade. I picked it up because one of my friends in high school mentioned that, oh, like there's this great game that's just come out. It's got like early builds of it and whatnot. You can buy it for $7 and it's amazing and whatnot. So I picked it up in InDev back when Fire was first kind of introduced. And I'm going to pull up the wiki real quick because I'm pretty sure that would have been 2012.
FDAV was earlier than 2012.
Right, but the specific build that I'm thinking of was when Fire got introduced because I burned down an entire forest and it was like, oh yeah, I really like this game. Um,
It's been like
where is
2010,
it?
I'm pretty sure.
Was it there or Alpha? Fire got added. Let's see. Fire. Oh wow, it was 2010. Holy cow.
That's
So
right.
so this would have been sometime in the span of January 2010. Wow, it does not. it, it's ridiculously long. How long I've been playing this game? So it's been more than a decade.
Yeah, FDAV is like early 2010. The game
Yeah,
fully came out 2011, mid 2011, I think.
yeah, I think so.
Like officially. Yeah.
Oh, the elytra texture. Hold on. Yeah, toss it over.
It's just a turtle, right? Turtle shell, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like the Elytra? It's not really in the questions.
I I I don't use it enough, primarily just because I'm in I'm in iron armor all the time. But I like the texture for it. I do think that it matches the shell and all. Like it makes sense to do it like that.
Yeah. Have you ever suggested any other mobs?
I have. It did not gain as much traction as turtles, penguins.
Oh,
Because like we've got icebergs like over in that direction. Like it makes so much sense to have penguins. I who would not be in support of penguins though? Like honestly,
penguin haters.
probably polar bears too.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's maybe why they didn't add it.
Could be Windows user. Found the Linux user.
Yep. um, in your opinion, what's the best Minecraft update so far?
Hold on, say that again.
What's the best Minecraft update so far, in your opinion?
Ooh, that is a good question
Controversial.
because it varies greatly for me because all right, if we're looking at just um strictly gameplay elements, um the update that changed the world 1.8 is probably my favorite update because it
Exploration
overhauled.
update?
Yes,
Yeah.
because it overhauled so much stuff. If we're looking at it from just a redstone perspective for things, because I do enjoy using redstone 1.5 because that reworked a ton of redstone elements. Granted, some things broke, but for the most part, it was an overall well-received update because we got comparators, we got new redstone functionality that we had honestly kind of needed for a long time. Um, I would. It's difficult because there's so many different things. 1.18, even though we're not fully in it yet, it's shaping up to be one of the best updates for Minecraft, solely on the fact that there's so much that is going to be changing. So I don't know for certain. I want to say 1.18 when it finally releases. Um, but there are definitely other elements in general that I like for some of the Minecraft updates. I think probably the least one, if I'm going to be honest, was 1.11. What was the one that they were out for like three 3 or 4 days and or 3 or 4 months and then they released? It might have been 1.10. Um, I think they added like polar bears and that was it in terms of like the overall stuff for it. I think that's what it was.
Yeah. Okay.
1.8 was bountiful. Okay. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, I'm mixing them up. Yeah, yeah.
I called it adventure. I guess I was wrong. Alright.
Jekko's keeping us in check.
Thank you, Checker. How do you feel about the aquatic update?
The aquatic update?
I mean, it was kind of like not kind of brought because of you, but you suggested the turtles or whatever. So
Yeah, I think overall, um, the update was very good. Like ignoring the whole fact that turtles got added and like that's amazing and whatnot. Ignoring that, I think the update in general was good for Minecraft because it genuinely changed a whole lot about gameplay that we didn't fully think of beforehand. Like as an example, you've got a bunch of now new waterlogged features that didn't exist prior to 1.13. We can properly waterlog slabs now. We can properly like just change things around like with soul sand and the
I have a
magma blocks and whatnot.
creeper
Um,
going by the way. Creeper.
oh well. um, and that's what the armor's for. um, but in general, I think the update was kind of like in the middle for things. I know that some people did not like it just because they, for whatever reason, preferred bland oceans. I don't know.
People don't like change.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I think Jeb has mentioned as well, is like no matter what sort of update gets done, there's always going to be people who are like the old way was better. Like beta 1.7.3 or whatever the one is that mods stayed at for like years and years and years. I think it was like 1.7.10 or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Um or 1.6, yeah, like just whatever the version was. They were like, "Oh, that's the best version of Minecraft and all. Like nothing beyond this is great." It's like, no, improvements are good. Like, please go forward with new updates and whatnot, because you don't want to be stuck in the past sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, if they want to get stuck in the past, then they can. That's the
Yeah,
beauty.
and that's one of the great things is there's still servers that support a lot of the older versions. Granted, not all the versions, but a lot of them. So it's nice to be able to kind of play a game that sort of fits your play style a little bit, or just depending on how you do things and whatnot. Um, like just that in general. So I think that's one of the other things that Minecraft does really well is anybody can sort of pick it up and play it, because you don't really need like a super in-depth knowledge for some things. You've got basically Lego. Everybody loves Lego.
Yeah. And it's a lot cheaper than Lego.
Very much so. Like some of those sets are like hundreds of dollars now. It's ridiculous.
They're pretty nice though, but whatever.
Agreed.
Alright. Were you were one of the first people to migrate, right? I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know where in the like the list of people, but I would say,
It was like a priority queue, and you were one of them, I think. I'm not sure.
oh,
But
for
that
oh
is
for
annoying.
the for migration.
Yeah, migration.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I heard by mistake. So yes. Um, Without going into too much detail, because I don't believe I'm 100% able to still talk about it. One of my friends had contacts with Ined, who is the main Mojang guy who has been doing the the migration process, like notifying people and all. Um, and basically, my friend had another friend who had issues with his account, basically being stolen and hacked and whatnot. Um, and because of that, um, friend reached out to Ined, and the friends got in the priority queue to get migrated. However, um, I told my friend multiple times, it's like, hey, I'm genuinely changing my password every 2 weeks just out of paranoia for my account and whatnot. Do you think there's a way that you could like talk with Ined, see if you can, I don't know, get uh get me in the early queue for things and whatnot? And he was like, yeah. And so I was one of the first, I guess you would say, alpha testers for it, for the process. And it honestly, for the people who have not migrated yet, it is very easy. I did it in 5 minutes off of my phone, so it's very much worth it to to do. It's not anything that's like super difficult or anything.
Well, that answered a question that was not in there because it was a two-part question.
Hmm.
But still, that is super interesting. Um, anyways, did it make your account feel safer?
Absolutely. Anything that involves two-factor authentication, especially for stuff that has not been accessible, like through a breach and whatnot, that's keeping the account safe. Uh, yes, absolutely. I will. I genuinely feel a whole lot safer about the account because I know that nobody's gonna like try and steal it. because that's always been one of the main fears that I've had about the account is I've got a decade's worth of memories tied to this username, not even turtle related stuff like with the cape and all. It's just in general. I've played on so many different servers with so many different friends. You lose the account, you lose genuinely a part of you because you have those memories tied in with it. So while I see this as originally like a $7 investment and whatnot, it's an account that I could genuinely never put a price on because of how many memories I've got with it. Like probably anybody can say like I honestly don't know how to put a price on friendship and memories like that. So if you
Yeah.
can, fantastic. I'm not I'm not like that.
Yeah, for sure. I feel the same. The $1,000 question. What does the K in Billy K stand for?
That is part of my last name. So because because I like to not have my information public, that's all that's going to be said on that one. But I like underscores. Underscores are cool.
I don't know what else I
Arguable.
expected, but arguable. Do you own any turtles in person?
As I turn around, I have a Minecraft plush turtle, the one that Jinx actually sells. I have one of those, and I have a carving of a turtle that was done with like an ocean theme on it. But I do not have any like IRL like living turtles and whatnot.
Okay.
Maybe someday. The house that my wife and I are currently living in does not have the means to support a turtle. So maybe a future house will have it, but not this one. Yeah,
Now, all about turtles. That's what I
yeah.
needed. Why out of all mobs turtles?
Turtles are amazing.
That's fair enough.
That's all. It's just they're amazing. Simple as that.
Uh, do you like how they're implemented?
I do. I personally would like to see them as a form of ocean transportation, but that was the original idea for them. So I'm kind of biased in that sense. I do think the implementation that's been done for it is very good. And there's very little that I would change about it. I think if there was anything in general, uh, allow them to eat fish as well as seagrass, just because in real life turtles eat fish. So that's just the only extra thing that I would add to that.
I want rideable turtles as well.
Yeah, I put a saddle on them.
Yeah, just get a mod for.
Yeah, simple
Um,
as that.
all right. Do you think turtles have enough uses to them, their items and everything?
Well, wherever the one that was, I had an egg over here, and it looks like it has disappeared. So there goes that scoot. Um, I think in general, if there was an easier way to get scoots, so that it would be easier to make turtle helmets, that would be great. But like I said, I'm biased in that because I like the helmets.
Uh,
But I think in general, I think they've got a good enough representation of functionality, because having too much in general for Minecraft, I think overwhelms players. Like as an example, sheep you can shear, um, and you can kill them for food. Cows, you can get milk from them and you can kill them for food. Pigs, you can kill them for food, and technically ride them if you really want to. Um, Honestly, I kind of forget about Potion of the Turtle Master, Liam. Like totally honest, uh,
so hard to
because
get. You gotta get a helmet. After either you You keep it for swag, or you turn it into a potion that lasts like 2 minutes.
Yeah, but yeah, it's one of those potions that in general is like, who would craft this, or who would use this basically. It's one of those really rare ones that's like, okay, I'm super slowed, and okay, yeah.
Does it allow you to like fly down slowly?
I
No,
don't
that's a speed
remember.
evolving potion. That's the other one.
Potions overall could use an overhaul. I'll agree with Liam on that.
All right. Kind of explained this earlier, but could possibly go into more detail. Why
Mhm.
do you say memed and not had the idea for turtles?
So I say memed because genuinely it was one of those things that was like, I'm going to make a joke about turtles, and I'm one of those few people that's like, if you have a bit, no matter what the bit is, if you really think the bit is worth it, commit to the bit. So I fully got on the side of committing to the bit. Like I absolutely love turtles, but I fully committed to the bit that was, let's get turtles in Minecraft. Like let's meme it in a sense, because it it is the idea, but at the same time it's one of those things that's like, um it's definitely more of a meme than anything. So that's the main reason why I say it like that.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right. Now for my favorite segment. I don't know if it's everyone else's, but it is mine. Super most important question.
Oh boy.
Borky asks, N64 or PS1?
N64 without hesitation. Primarily because I played in the N64 was the first console that I and my brother like kind of officially owned. Like my parents had the Nintendo Entertainment System, the one before the Super Nintendo, and that was more like, my brother and I understood it as, okay, that's our dad's, we shouldn't mess that up. Um, Whereas the N64 was the first one that we had gotten, so it was like, oh, this is our console. Like we can play all the awesome games on it and whatnot. Like that's that's ours. Um, I never played PlayStation 1, so I don't know. I honestly cannot tell you how many games are on it, but because I've just never played one of them. I've never played like the Final Fantasy games. I know Spyro and Crash Bandicoot are on it, but I've never played either one of them. Um, yeah, like just I would much prefer the N64 over PS1. You've got an error in your head, by the way, not your knee.
I do. Straight in the top of my head. Mika Lee asks, is bacon cool?
Bacon is very cool. Bacon is also delicious. Uh, so don't eat too much bacon, but yeah, have
Fact.
bacon. Bacon's good.
Yeah. Alright. What's the worst block in the game?
Ooh.
Block.
So hmm. So I've got a follow-up question to this, because I don't know if this counts as a block. Is the furnace minecart a block? Because if it is,
See,
then
but
that's
it's block.
definitely the worst one. Okay, it's not. All right. Uh hmm. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of blocks that basically don't. Oh, the fletching table. Uh, because it genuinely does not have a use.
It's worst looking. No, I kind of
Yeah.
like clarified myself after. Worst looking. You think it's ugly?
Ooh. Well, okay. Worse. Jeez. If Jappa hears any of this, he's gonna be like, I'm changing all these things. Um, I'm honestly trying to think. I don't think that there's any block that immediately comes to mind for me as being like, oh, this is an ugly block. Maybe diorite, if anything, but that's just because it looks like bird poop in general. Um,
Worked it. Looks so much nicer now.
yeah. I'm trying to think though. Like there really isn't anything that's jumping out to me as like, okay, we're never looking at this block. It's the worst block in existence. I think just the least functionality, definitely fletching table. I know, yes, it does have uses in trading halls, but for like an actual use with a player interacting with it, it's got nothing.
Yeah. GIF or GIF?
GIF.
Right one. Right one. I was trying to remember what were my thoughts on it. Alright. Nether, Overworld, or End?
Ooh. So this one will honestly probably surprise a lot of people. I genuinely have not been in the End that much ever since the End Islands uh, got implemented. Part of my whole thing in because honestly, when I've been playing, most of the stuff that you see me doing right now from the video and whatnot, literally just working on like the little base, going mining for a little bit. I don't really do much of the exploring out for things and all. I normally just like I stick to an area that I find and then I just devoid it of all the resources possible. So with going out in the End, I really don't do that much at all. Which is also why like kind of the same concept as with the Nether. I don't go in there a whole lot unless to me it's necessary for gathering materials or something, and then otherwise I'm just immediately out. I prefer the overworld more than anything, just because that's I to fill the meme. It's where the turtles are. I gotta be where the turtles are. But but in general, like I just like how the overworld has been designed from a terrain generation perspective. And especially now with 1.18, that there's so much stuff that is changing with it. It's worth staying in the overworld again. And I'm actually genuinely excited to start playing Minecraft again, um, because of all these changes. Like it's actually interesting. So
It's
yeah, I'm curious as well what other people say. Like, yeah, End's boring, from Box. What about you? Which one did you?
I guess Overworld as well. I like the Nether now. Now that they reworked it, it actually has like new things to explore. When it came out, sorry for the screaming in the background.
It's okay.
Jesus fucking. My father just scared his girlfriend.
And yeah, I think 1.19 could be the End update. I'm very curious with all the stuff that's being announced for Minecraft Live, what or that's hasn't been. I guess I should say hasn't been officially announced for Minecraft Live. What all is going to be going on with that and whatnot.
Talking about
Um.
dimensions for sure, though.
Oh yeah.
That's what I heard. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see where the fuck that goes. And I'm really excited about it.
Yes. Agreed. Real quick, because I saw M6's question in there. Thoughts on mayonnaise? So here's a fun little tidbit, little knowledge, lore nugget, whatever you want to call it. I'm allergic to eggs, so mayo and I do not agree in the slightest. Yeah, it's not fun. So for those who for those who know of some medical terms, anaphylactic shock is not a fun thing to have, uh, and I have had it a couple times in my life. Uh, for the short version of that, that is when you stop breathing, and it's no, it is not good. Yeah, uh, yeah. So, uh, me and eggs do not get along. We don't. I don't get omelets or pancakes or anything like that. So
I feel so
I know I'm missing out
out
on
of
a lot
everything
of
else.
really good food, basically.
At least you can have cheese.
Yes,
The one thing that's always present in all of those.
yes, cheese is delicious.
Pancakes are very good. Crepes are better. Crepes are pancake. Wow, fuck. Never mind.
Very similar.
And now you're allergic to eggs.
Yeah, like it's one of those things that's like, oh, there's so much that you can't have, and I'm like, yes, I know, but is fine. I've grown up with it my entire life, so I'm kind of used to it at this point.
Yeah. Will you be going to Mindfest as Slavi just asked?
So I don't know yet. Oops, all right, I'm trying not to dox myself. I'm close enough that I could genuinely go to it if it's still supposed to be in like Florida or something, right?
Oh, Orlando. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So like I'm close enough where I could go without it being like a super expensive trip and whatnot. Um, I just genuinely don't know. Like I'm on the whole side of probably staying away from most cons because of pandemic and whatnot, since that's still kind of going on and all. But if things kind of shape up that we don't have as severe of an issue with COVID, maybe. I'm not completely ruling it out as a no, but who knows?
Well, now everyone knows your voice, so you're gonna get swarmed. Let's go.
Yep. Yep, basically. But nobody knows what I look like.
We do. We'll just look at your skin. Said it earlier. You're
Oh,
fucked.
that's true.
You're
Yep. I actually had a genuine concept for just going to whenever a Minecon might happen again, just going just dressed basically like my skin, not wearing like a box for it, but like for the head, but just genuinely, yep, making my own turtle cape, wearing more or less the same clothes that I have on for my skin. I actually still have the shirt that is referenced in the skin, thinking about it now. Um, but yeah, I could do that. Maybe, I mean, yeah, it might be a thing. I don't know.
Bring your plush turtle. If not, the whole custom's ruined.
Mhm. It- Is what small fish? The B is on the back of my skin because B stands for Billy, uh, carbon, and for the shirt, it's one of those like Under Armour dry fit shirts. So I mean, it's not super small. I also really haven't grown in a decade,
Oh,
so there's that too. Something in perspective real quick, because people are like, you've been playing Minecraft for a decade, like you've like all this stuff. I'm in my late 20s, just as a heads up. Like I'm not quote unquote young by some Zoomer means and whatnot.
what you meant
So
to
just as a note for that, people are like, wow, he's been playing Minecraft for a really long time.
We're all
Yeah,
adults. Minecraft started when we're children. We're all adults now.
this is also true. I know a lot of people picked it up when they were in high school and whatnot, and now it's one of those games that you go back to every once in a while just because it's fun to hang out and chilling.
Especially with the new updates and stuff. Well,
Agreed.
thank you for stopping, for saying yes to an interview and stopping by.
No
Sure,
problem.
answered a lot of people's questions.
Yeah.
Hope you don't get swarmed with as many questions. I don't know if you do at all.
Honestly, I realize I need sticks. I really don't get a whole lot of questions about stuff. Like in general, um, I know that there's some people who they'll go on like big multiplayer servers for things and whatnot, and like they enjoy mini games for things. I honestly stay away from that. Like most things, like this server is technically, in my eyes, a small SMP. It's not something that's got like hundreds and hundreds of people that are playing on it. It's just a small group of friends, basically. That's honestly the type of Minecraft that I like to play, because the more people that get involved, kind of the more overwhelming it can get for stuff. I like my small little bubble for things.
Yeah, yeah. So you stay away from the questions. Smart idea.
Yeah. Well, and not so much the questions as well, because there will be people who actually know a little bit about the turtle cape and all, and they're like, "Hey, can we get a screenshot? Could we get a screenshot?" And normally, like, I'm fine with that stuff. I don't care. But when it's in DMs and it's constantly being sent, that's when I'm like, okay, just calm it down. Calm it down a little bit. I am very much a normal Minecraft player like the rest of you. Don't treat me like anything else. Baby
Yeah.
zombie, please stop. We are I did not realize how many people are on the server at the moment. That's why we're getting so much lag.
I make a turtle leg. Sorry, I just breeded two turtles. Pride. My bad.
All good.
Well, yeah. As I was saying, for like, we keep going into different tangents. Thank you for solving pi. I
No
really
problem.
appreciate it, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people like knowing more about you. Uh, if I ever go back to interviewing or more people have any more questions, I hope I can give you another interview.
Yeah,
TV.
absolutely. I know that a lot of people just in general are very curious about, like, I know it sounds weird to say, but like about me in general, because they're like, we never hear from this person ever, uh, except when he's like ranting on Twitter about something. Uh, for the most part, you never hear his voice. He doesn't do YouTube. He doesn't do Twitch. Like, what the heck, basically. Um, and honestly, for me, just in general, I've got a full-time job that keeps me busy. I don't want to do content creation for stuff, just because I know that that can be a very stressful industry for things. But anytime that you've got questions, or genuinely anybody else who might be listening to this or watching it, if you guys got questions as well, feel free to just let me know, because I'm always happy to answer things. Part of my IRL job is QA, so I very much like answering questions, helping people out, and whatnot. So if you guys got stuff, just let me know, and I will do what I can to answer it.
I'll put your Twitter in your description, and if anyone wants to go and find it and ask you questions or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know how to cut these things. I usually just cut it, so cut now.